Ooh. Can you see yourself in the camera? Okay, what's up, Vlog Squad? So today I am doing a really quick video. I'm saying quick because I don't want this to drag on. But just doing an ET. I just want to try and just go, you know, bang 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 with the important stuff, and then that's it. So I just wanted to make a quick video about what I have done with Juno since she was a newborn. That really helped us out, you know, whether that be routine and things like that. So yeah, basically I just want to say that routine is super important. My friend Em drummed this into me before I had Juno, and I had also read a book called Save Our Sleep before she was born, and which also emphasized how important routines are for babies. They're smarter than we think, and they thrive. Sorry, I'm laughing at her facial expressions. They really thrive on it. Oh, you make me so happy. I gotta cry, she's so cute. When I say routine as a newborn, they already have their kind of own routine where they're, especially if formula feeding, which I did with Juno. You're so cute. I can't do this video. Yeah. Okay, so basically, like, because I was formula feeding her, she was awake for milk every 3 hours, without a doubt, every 3 hours. But the main thing that I did from the beginning was when it came to sleep, I did the same thing. Swaddle, dummy, sleep. Swaddle, dummy, sleep. Actually, the Can I do the video, please? So, you know, and at first I'm like, she so doesn't know what's going on, but honestly, like, give it a couple of weeks, and I gave a couple of weeks, and I honestly realized that she did know what was going on, because I can see her cues of when she was tired, and as soon as I zipped up that swaddle, like the time I'm zipping it up, I can see she's already recognizing that I'm putting her in that swaddle. Her eyes would close straight away because she knew it was nap time. So it was amazing. So yeah, I need to show you the swaddle that I used to use. So this is a swaddle that I used to use on Juno. It's a Love to Dream swaddle. My friend Em used this, and she recommended it, so I went and got some. I mean, the cost, like, especially with how many I've bought, I could probably put a deposit down for a house because they're not cheap, but awesome investment. I've kept them all in case we ever have another kid, because these were the best. And as she got older and she didn't need to be in like a sack thing anymore, you can get the ones that have like the legs and the arms as well. So yeah, probably about 6 months she stopped needing to be swaddled. She just fell asleep on her own with just the dummy, because by then she was used to just routine. She was used to, you know, if I put her in her cot, it was time to sleep. Okay, so I wrote a list here to try and make it a little bit easier. So some apps that I used to make this really easy. One was the Feed Baby app. So I'll put like the little picture here. Feed Baby was a really good app because Sam and I both had the app on our phone, and it was synced together. So just on here is like feed, diaper, sleep. And if I was to feed her, I would just go in here, and there's like a bottle symbol there. I would click the bottle, and then it has, actually, let me just go back. There's a left and right, that's for breasts as well, if you're breastfeeding. And then when you press start, it will go into a timer, and then you can time how long she ate for. And then it will even tell you when her last feed was, how long it was, just by looking at it. And the best part about it was synced. And because Sam helped me with her as well, we didn't have to argue about when the last time she was fed, because he can't remember or I can't remember, but we just look at the app and everything was there. It was good for timing her sleep as well, so I knew how much sleep she had throughout the day, which was perfect because, yuck, I don't know about that one, Juno. I don't know about that one. Here, maybe eat something else like that. So yeah, that was a really good app. I highly recommend it. Check that app out. That made our lives a lot easier in the first few months. I probably stopped using it at about 5 or 6 months because from then on we had a normal routine. She was sleeping same time every single day other than when she was going through a leap or something like that, and it was a little bit hard. So that was a good app. When she got to 7 months, I used the Save Our Sleep, so the book that I was talking about. She also has an app, and the app was really good because it would remind me. So for a 7-month-old, they should be sleeping at this time, they should eat at this time, and it would give me a little reminder, like just before 12, like at 11:55, I get like a notification on my phone and it says Juno has to eat lunch in 5 minutes solids. Like sweet. If I forgot, like if I was lost for time, I would just see that and then remember what I needed to do for her. So that was a really good app as well. Made me check that one out. And then there was the Wonder Weeks app. Good app and bad app at the same time, because apps leaps are really hard stages, especially for us parents as well as the baby. But when I saw that a leap was about to come up, I would get really anxious because I would just anticipate the worst. During the day, she's not going to want to nap. She's going to be very grumpy. Huh? What? She would be really grumpy and, you know, things like that. But the best part about the app was it would also identify what she was going through at the time. So Juno is entering leap 1, which is a developmental stage. Their leaps are like developmental stages and growth spurts and things. It will say Juno is entering leap 1 or leap 2. She's noticed the world is bigger than just your face. She can see the whole room now. She can see color, or you know, she can hear more noises than before. And it was really good to recognize when she was going through this stage, because that would mean that I was able to recognize that she was really fussy and all she needed was me. She needed more cuddles. She might need to fall asleep in my arms for that day because it's a big scary world and she's still trying to get used to it. So that app was really good. You do have to pay for it. I think it's like $6 maybe. I can't remember. But perfect app. It was a good app, and it made me more sympathetic towards what Juno was going through as well, because I know what she was going through. I can't imagine what it's like being such a small little baby and then just suddenly realizing, you know, that there are things around you that you didn't notice before. So yeah, that was really good. What else did I write? Oh yes, there is a really cool Instagram page called Taking Cara Babies. I think it's a play on her name because her name is Cara. This was an awesome Instagram page. She helps with getting babies to sleep. Luckily for me, Juno has always been a really good baby when it came to sleep time. I don't have any tips for that because as soon as I was allowed to let her sleep throughout the night and not have to get up every 3 hours to feed her, like when the midwife gave me the okay, she was already doing it. At the beginning, but probably honestly like 7 weeks, she was sleeping throughout the night. But throughout the night at that time meant like she still had a feed at 10:30, 11 was her last feed, and then she would sleep up to 7 in the morning. And then eventually on her own, probably about 2 weeks in, she would have her last feed at 7 p.m. and she wouldn't wake up until 7 a.m. the next morning. That was just luck. I don't know. The midwife reckons she's just so full because she eats a lot during the day. So luckily that was something that we didn't have to worry about. One thing that Taking Cara Babies recommends that I really went with, and I also read more about it just to make myself feel comfortable that I wanted to do this style of parenting, was helping Juno self-soothe. So self-soothing in Save Our Sleep is a bit of a different definition, and one that I personally don't like, and that is putting Juno down when it's time to sleep and just letting her cry until she falls asleep. I dislike the thought of Juno, because that's how babies communicate, they cry, but she's crying, and the thought of someone not coming to you when you're crying out for them, it really makes me upset. You know, imagine like a baby like crying out for someone and like no one comes and they just cry until they sleep. Like that is so sad, like especially as a newborn. Anyway, when Juno did go through some of those phases that weren't leaps, I would simply just, which is taught on taking cry babies, I would simply just pick her up when she's crying, and I would pick her up, soothe her, however that is for each baby. And when she was relaxed again and not stressed, so her breathing has slowed down and things, I would put her back in her cot or bassinet. If she cried again, I'll pick her back up and I would do the same steps over and over and over again. Some days it just needed to be done twice. Some days it needed to be done for 20 minutes. But I did not mind. I just needed to show her that if she was to cry for me, I was there for her to pick her up. But also at the same time, mum has rules, and that is that you're going to sleep in your bed. Yeah, so that was one thing that was really important, I think, for Juno and I, was that we laid out some ground rules there. I will always be there when she needs me, but we have rules. I also read some other stuff as well about babies, you know, that there's no such thing as spoiling. I don't think babies are manipulative. I think they're just instinct, like they just go by their instincts, which we all have. I did read an article when she was a newborn, because I was like, how come she cries when I'm sitting with her, but she'll stop crying when I stand up? And there was this thing about animals, like, you know, when they were on the move, when they were up and on the move, they knew that they were going to make it to their next feed because they were moving around to survive. And apparently that's just a natural instinct that babies have. They're just trying to get to their next feed. So I found that really interesting. Another thing that I read about babies is when you do the whole like just putting them down and letting them cry it out, apparently separation anxiety becomes a big thing then, because when you leave, like say during the day, when you leave and they start crying because they don't want you to go, apparently it's because they don't know when you're going to come back. That's another thing as well with Juno. When I put her down to sleep, I always do the same thing. I kiss her on her forehead, I put her down in her cot, and I say, have a good sleep, I'll come and get you when you wake up. Just give me a yell, just call out to me. And then I leave, and sometimes I walk out and she'll go, ah, and then I'll be like, have a good sleep. But I never make it sneaky. I don't ever try and sneak out of her room when she's not looking. Apparently that just causes more like anxiety, like where did they go, or when are they coming back, blah blah blah. I let her watch me leave, but I come back if she does cry. A lot of that as well is apparently, like, I know after the 3-month stage it's a bit different, which is why you need to read up on these babies. The different stages, different rules, man, like different, entirely different. Now that she's 8 months old, there is a difference between her cries, and you can see that now that she's a little bit older. If I walk away, I know when it's a protest cry, so it's not a real cry. She's not bawling her eyes out because she needs me, like really needs me, or she's in pain. It's a like, I don't know how to explain it, but if she's doing that cry, I leave her because I know that she's protesting. Now that she's older and she's not a newborn, now she's older, she is trying to test some things out with me, and that cry doesn't last very long. Like 20 seconds, like that screech or whatever it is that she does, and she'll be asleep. So yeah, there is a little bit of difference. I don't know if I sound like I'm contradicting myself in that sense, but if you just look it up, there's a huge difference. So yeah, but they're the things that have been making my life a lot easier. It's just reading up on a lot of things, reading up on sleeping cues. They are so important, especially from a newborn stage. An overtired baby is the hardest type of baby to soothe. I am speaking from experience. So when you see that your baby is tired, and you will notice they communicate with us, and if you know how to read their language, you will notice how much they actually talk to you, so without being verbal. So, you know, tired cues, like she's rubbing her eyes, scratching her ears. She's doing, like, when babies, I don't know if you notice this with newborns, but it was one that I learned. She was really overtired, and it took me about 3 hours to make her go to sleep because she was done. But she was sitting there and her head was just going like this the whole time. She was like going like this. I'm like, what is that? And I looked up and they are overtired, and When I noticed that one, I never let her get to that stage again. It was so hard. It took such a long time. And sometimes people think, oh, let them like overtire them because it will make them sleep longer. It's not true. Like if you put an overtired baby to sleep, they don't get a good sleep because they're restless, and they will wake up like sooner than their normal amount. Yeah, so that's a good one. Read up on their cues for sure. So yeah, I think that's all I want to say about sleeping. But in terms of other things, bottles, we use like the electric steamer, steam all her bottles at the same time. This is real tag team with Sam and I. So at night, Sam boils the water in the pot, and then before he goes to bed, he fills up all the bottles so that they're ready for me the next day. And then because we sleep upstairs, we always take one bottle with us upstairs, and also the dispenser that we take out with us with the formula. So when I wake up in the morning, I don't have to come down. I just make the bottle there, get her from her room and feed her. But yeah, that's how our day normally goes. Sam already has all the bottles there ready for me, and then we just go on with our day. I didn't warm her food up, her milk up for when she was a baby. I'd only do it every now and then. I didn't want her to be fussy about it. So she just drinks whatever. She drinks normal room temperature milk, warm milk, which is good because when we go out, I don't have to ask for hot water or a microwave. And yeah, maybe, do you want to sing a song for them? Ready? Go. Ah, Juno. La 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 la. But yeah, anyway guys, I can't think of anything else. I'm sure I missed a lot of things. If I did, if you have any other things you want me to talk about, just put it down below and I'll talk about it next time. I just can't remember. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. You know, I know everyone is different, every baby is different. Things that would have worked for me might not work for you, but I guess it's just really good to just read up and make sure you have all your support there with you. I love mums groups. My mums group is the best. I am surrounded by really good mum friends and family, and whenever I have a problem with something, I always message one of them. I'm not afraid to be like, I have no idea what I'm doing, and everyone's been there. Everyone's been there, and the more support, the better, honestly. I can definitely say that raising a baby is definitely not the easiest thing I've ever done. It's quite hard, but just from talking to people and constantly socializing and stuff, it's made it a lot easier. And yeah, just take it easy. I mean, I'm the last person to say take it easy. I get anxiety when her routine is out of whack, but that is something I'm also learning to deal with and things like that. But yeah, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed my video. I'll see you guys in my next one, whatever that is. Ah! Say bye. Bye. Say bye. Bye. You're gonna say bye? Alright guys, I will see you guys next time. Bye. Bye 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 bye. Bye 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 bye.